Title: Heat Between Chapters. I told myself I was there to read, not to watch him. The second floor of the old library was nearly empty, except for the sound of pages turning. And him. He was tucked into the far corner, unbothered, unrushed. Reading Baldwin with that quiet intensity that made my breath catch every time he adjusted his glasses. I didn't need this. I didn't plan this. But when his eyes met mine, slow, deliberate, knowing, the rest of my book faded into background noise. I tried to focus. Really, I did. But every chapter blurred into one image. His mouth and what it might feel like trailing slowly down my spine. He stood first. No words. Just stood. And walked to the row I was in, stopping in front of me like he was choosing a book. His hand brushed the shelf behind my head, but his eyes never left mine. "You're distracting," he said, voice low. Velvet and fire. I swallowed. "Maybe you should learn to read around temptation." He smirked. "Maybe I should learn to taste it." He stepped closer. The scent of paper and musk swirled between us. Then he leaned in, lips brushing the shell of my ear. "Shh," he whispered. "Quiet, remember?" The first touch was gentle. His fingers traced the line of my neck, slow as a sentence read aloud. Every inch he explored felt like punctuation. Deliberate, precise, necessary. My breath hitched as his hand slid lower over the fabric of my blouse, lingering on the swell of my breast. Not quite grabbing, not quite leaving. Just hovering, driving me mad. Then, he kissed me. It wasn't polite. It was hungry. A kiss that tasted like a promise, one that unraveled me, one breath at a time. His hands pinned my wrists gently against the shelf as his mouth moved lower, lips brushing across my collarbone, down the valley of my chest. I felt like a novel he was dying to get through. One page, one moan, one chapter at a time. I wasn't quiet anymore. He pulled me toward the shadows behind the archive wall, his coat laid out like a promise against the old reading bench. His hands were firm but slow, moving over my skin like he wanted to memorize me. My dress slipped down my shoulders, soft as breath. I was laid open, not just my body, but everything. My wanting, my waiting, my quiet ache. "Tell me what you want," he said, voice thick with hunger. "I want to forget where I am," I whispered. "I want to feel everything." And he gave it to me, mouth first. Kisses that worshipped more than tasted. Fingertips that teased the edge of begging. His tongue trailed places no one else thought to explore, and when he finally entered me, I gasped, a sound that echoed off the wooden stacks. He covered my mouth with his, catching the sound like a secret. My hips met his rhythm without instruction, our bodies speaking a language we hadn't studied but somehow knew. Every thrust was a paragraph, every moan a metaphor, every climax a page turned too quickly. I don't remember how long we stayed like that. Bodies tangled, minds lost. Only the occasional thunder reminding us the world was still turning. He held me afterward. Not possessive, not proud, just present. "Still want to read?" he asked, brushing my hair back. "I think," I said, catching my breath. "I've just finished my favorite chapter." He kissed my forehead, the kind of kiss that said there'd be a sequel. And maybe, just maybe, the story was only beginning.